Thank you very much, Tabitha, for that kind introduction, and thank you very much for inviting me here today to present the findings of the piece of research we published last week, or this week even. It's called London AI Growth Capital of Europe. But frankly, the title of the report itself actually give away what's in the findings. It's quite obvious. So first of all, I would like to thank Tabitha and her team who led on drafting of this research. I know how much of hard work has actually gone into it. All of the research, I promise you, there was no artificial intelligence used in doing that research. It was all natural research. So the mayor commissioned this research to find the evidence base of what we had suspected already, really, that London is a global hub of AI, and it is leading the charge in Europe and is hot on the heels of San Francisco in many areas. And the finding of the research have proved our hunch to be correct. It's extraordinary. We have got 758 AI suppliers represented in London, and 654 of them are actually headquartered in London itself. It's extraordinary, phenomenal amounts, more than any other city in Europe. Naturally, the areas which are dominant are fintech. By the way, my own background is actually fintech. Before I joined politics, I founded a company doing foreign exchange and international payments. So of course, London is the global finance capital, and that's why fintech is naturally one of the areas benefiting a lot from AI. But there are also other well-developed clusters focusing on retail, media, entertainment, healthcare, pharmaceutical, government, and politics. I wonder how AI is actually going to work in politics. Will we see some AI, I'll be replaced by AI as the sort of deputy mayor for business or what? But what I found interesting from the research are the findings which indicate a long-term future for AI in London. And what makes it a long-term future is that the supplier base is overwhelmingly made up of SMEs. As we all know, just by and large, there are about 1 million SMEs in London. So they make up for 99.8% of all the businesses in London. And that is strongly reflected also in AI. But also at the rate at which these AI companies are growing is extraordinary. It's 42% per annum. Which is almost double of the global average, which is 24%. This points to a long pipeline of innovative companies primed to grow and capitalize on the opportunities that London provides. The investor base and the academic base in London are world leading and are both betting on AI for the long term. And many of the educators and innovators are here in London in this very conference. The research found that the London's USP is demand, and this is something that is reflected across all sectors of our city's economy, but it's particularly relevant to the cross-cutting technologies like the AI. The mayor and I will be looking at how we can support businesses across a range of sectors to understand, integrate, and use AI to stay ahead of the curve and ensure London remains competitive and productive and future-proof, and we are ready for the great future. This is a real promise of AI as a technology. London has got some other unique sense. I always use this example that if you are in the US, New York is the finance capital, Washington, D.C. is the seat of the government, and Silicon Valley is where a lot of tech talent exists. But in London, we've got all of this in one place. We've got the talent, we've got a big financial center, big insurance sector, but also we are the seat of the government. So if you want to speak to the regulators, if you want to speak to the various government departments, they are just right here with a tube ride away. So it creates a huge strength of London. I also know that one of the themes of this festival is diversity or die. And while we might not exactly use that phrase, diversity is a very top priority for for the mayor and myself in City Hall, we are really hot on diversity, and we are doing huge number of initiatives to make sure that there is a very diverse workforce across London, but also within the mayor's remit as well. So the mayor directly and indirectly employs about 80,000 people in London through Metropolitan Police, Transport for London, Fire Brigade, and so on. And we have to lead by example. Before we ask businesses to do anything, we must make sure that we have those values in the organizations that we are leading in London. And particularly as Deputy Mayor, as somebody who was born and brought up in India, I think diversity is hugely important. And all Londoners should get an equal chance to get on in life. And I think it also makes good business sense. In fact, there was a research published by McKinsey, and they found that the diverse workforces are more productive and diverse companies are more profitable. And within the AI context, I think there's an added angle when it comes to diversity. We've got to make sure, because when we are coding in AI, it's humans who are really doing all this. So we have to make sure that our unconscious biases, our prejudice, not end up being coded in the software. So because the algorithm we produce just follow simple rules, so we have to be very careful not to program some of our human prejudice, because otherwise it will end up making decisions which will exclude certain people, whether it's from the housing market, insurance market, mortgages, and also because AI is quite a lot used in the recruitment sector, also in jobs. And I know the AI community in London is quite actively looking at this. But what is perhaps not surprising to those who know London, that the fact that the city's reputation as an open, tolerant, and multicultural society is a huge draw for talent from around the world and for the founders of the AI. I mean, it came out very, very clearly. Almost 40% of London's population was born outside of the UK. Just in tech sector alone, overall, about 55% of the workforce have got foreign passport. And it's something that we are extremely proud of. This is what makes London such great. And in the AI sector particularly, 43% of the London's AI suppliers have a non-UK national as a supplier. And the qualitative research showed that the London's reputation was a major factor why these companies choose London. So look, for those who are not from London, very much welcome to London. Those who are from London, I know you'll continue enjoying London. But whatever you do, enjoy your conference here, enjoy your time here, network a lot, do a lot of business, learn a lot from each other, because I know as an entrepreneur how much value there is in actually networking and getting together and solving some of the greatest challenges of our society. Thank you very much and have a great afternoon. Thank you.